Hello and welcome everyone. We are back with day 2 of the AWS reInvent 2024 recap. This event is a collaborative effort brought to you by AWS user groups Dehradun and Madurai, uniting AWS enthusiasts, experts, and learners to explore the latest innovations from AWS reInvent 2024. I'm Ishika Verma, core member at AWS User Group Dehradun, and I'll be your host for today's exciting session. On Thursday, we had an incredible start diving into Gen AI, machine learning, and cloud infrastructure. But today, we are going even deeper into the world of storage and developer tools, generative AI, and machine learning. And here's what's special about today. Our second session is pre recorded and will be live streamed on AWS UG India's YouTube channel. So sit back, grab a coffee, and get ready for insightful, expert led discussions. Our first session focuses on storage and developer tools in AWS. We have Poobalan P, software engineer at FactSet, joining us today to share insights on how AWS is storage solutions and developer workflows. From high performance storage options to developer productivity tools, AWS has introduced significant updates this year. Want to learn how to optimize your storage strategy and accelerate development workflows? Stay tuned. Let's roll the session. Stage is yours, Publan.
So hello everyone. So welcome to this session on AWS Reinvent Recap 2024. So today I'm going to present on storage, migration and transfer services along with developer tools. So in this area, and 11 of them are pre-reinvent. So the first announcement is Amazon S3 static website hosting. Uh, okay. So okay, yeah. The first announcement is Amazon S3 static website hosting. So now you can directly host your static process will be seamless with few. So the next update is time-based snapshot copy from Amazon EBS. So now when we are trying to export a snapshot of our EBS volume to another region, we can enable the time-based copy with some duration specified like 15 minutes or 1 hour or 3 hours. So the duration can range from 15 minutes to 48 hours with 15 minutes increments. So this will help us to meet the time-based complaints and business requirements. For example, disaster recovery or to give the live. So the next update is on data integrity protection in IPv4-NVMe, and it is enabled by default. The checksum will be calculated on both client side and server side. So I'll show you a simple image client and server side, and once they. So this is the new. The next update is storage browser for S3. So this is a new open source UI component available with Amplify UI. So now we can add this storage component in our web applications where we have to integrate this data stored in S3. So this will help us in enabling the users to play with the data which we have in S3. So with this component, we download, copy, and delete data from S3, which I'll show you later now. So then this is a no-code application which you can get from Transfer Family. So this is built on top of storage browser, which I showed you previously. So here, this is like fully managed by AWS. We don't have to give any code. So this here we can give your company logo and what is the location that we have to give the user access. So they'll be able to interact with this GUI, this image, so they can just directly go and play with it. Like as I said before, they can do all the CRUD operations in this storage bucket. So next, I'll give a short demo on how this storage browser is working. So I hope my VS Code is visible. So before going, so this is the sample application that I have created. Just give me a minute. So this is sample React application which I have created using storage browser. Uh, show you the code. So these are the three main places where which matters. So first is the storage browser component. So this is a new component which is available from Amplify React Storage. So we can create this component and we can specify which storage this particular component should forward to. So in this case, I have like two subfolders within my bucket, images and docs. So for images, I'm just allowing the authenticated users to read, write, and delete, and the guest user to only read. And for the docs folder, I'm just allowing all authenticated users only to read. And if someone's an entity user, then I'm allowing them to read, write, and delete. So this particular component will be available like in your main app.tsx file. So if you include this, so you'll be seeing something like this. So where we have logged in with our mail. So this is the S3 bucket which I have linked with this app. So it consists of two folders, docs. I can show you the bucket as well. So basically, this is the bucket which I have linked with my application. So it has two folders, docs, which has one PDF file in it, and the other one is images. So here I have a few images. I hope you guys can see my screen. Uh, so this is the other folder I have in my bucket. So which has two images in it. So here I can see I have options to create a folder, upload any new files inside it, as I specified here in my resource.tsx file. So if I go to the docs folder, I will not be able to like this option will be disabled for me because I'm just only allowed to read. So this is how the permission policy works. For like we can specify like which folder, like what is access for these users and all. So next, going forward, so the next update is on AWS Data Transfer Terminal. So this is a new offering from AWS announced this year. So it is a secure physical location where you can bring your own storage devices like Snowball or something, and you can upload your data directly to AWS Cloud. So uploading data like this will be faster. So I can show you image of the data transfer terminal. So this is how the data transfer terminal will look like. So where you can go and upload your data in a physical location. So the next update is for Amazon FSx for Lustre. So this update increases the throughput 12x compared to the previous older versions. So this can benefit for the internode communication or the direct, or this will also give much higher throughput for creating a direct path between the local storage to the GPU memory via GDS. So the next update is for Amazon FSx intelligent tiering. So this new tiering will offer low cost storage, and it also helps us to save 85% cost less than compared to FSX SSD storage class. So this helps us in optimizing storage costs as the data patterns might change. So we don't have to give any upfront commitment for this. So the next new update is the third type for S3 bucket. So we already have the general purpose and directory bucket. So table bucket is the third type available in S3. So this acts as an analytics warehouse where we can store Apache Iceberg tables in it. So which will be in a Parquet format. So it delivers the same capabilities at the same time being optimized for analytics workload. So it uses a mechanism called compaction on the Parquet format, so which helps S3 tables delivering more query performance, like 3x query performance compared to the other providers. So they also have introduced metadata for the S3 buckets. So this is like a fully automated way for capturing the metadata across your S3 buckets. So this is an opt-in mechanism, like you can enable, disable metadata for each and individual buckets. So once the metadata is enabled, so it will be storing this metadata in an Apache table. So this schema will have more nearly like 21 fields, which can be accessed using the other AWS analytics services like Athena, Apache Spark, EMR, and all. So I'll show you what are the new 20 or the new system metadata fields that has been introduced. So, so when you enable metadata fields for an S3 bucket, so all these fields will be recorded in an Apache table format in an S3 table bucket. So which I'll show you next. So next I'll show you how this S3 tables bucket and metadata work. So there is a new tab to create S3 table buckets. So I have a bucket here called S3 static hosting. So which is a metadata bucket which I have enabled for one of my S3 bucket. So I'm using Athena to query over my S3 table bucket. So here we can see I'm just trying to query on my S3 table bucket. So here all the fields which are present in the table will be like similar to the one which I have showed you in the slides. That 21 fields which will be by default captured for all the addition modification in your S3 table bucket. So I have this simple query which will list all the contents from this table. So I'm just running it. This might take query completed. So now we can see. So there are like 31 entries in this table. So it has the bucket key and the sequence number, record type, what did it like, did I create it or delete it, update with the timestamp. So all those metadata fields will be recorded in this table format in this S3 table bucket. So this is one use case of S3 table bucket and how we can query it using the AWS analytics services like Athena, EMR, and all, Spark. So going forward, so then these are other few announcements announced in the storage topic. So you can go over this one. So next I'll be moving on to the developer tools one. So there are like 32 announcements made in this area, which of them 18 are pre-reinvent announcements. So starting, so first, so there is a new view called timeline view introduced in AWS CloudFormation. So this new view will help us getting the additional visibility into what happens during the deployment in CloudFormation. So we can see that it gives a graph image like this, like in timelines. So the next announcement is the general availability of AWS App Studio. So App Studio is an app where user can interact and create an business grade applications with the natural language. So we can interact with this application with natural language and it will be able to create the components for us. So I'll show you a quick demo on how App Studio works. So in App Studio, we can start creating an app by giving a specific prompt, as well as there will be few templates which we can customize it for our own. So I created an app with this prompt, like to create a simple feedback app collecting for my restaurant. Uh, so this is my App Studio console. So this is the app which got generated for my prompt. So if I go and look into this one, let me refresh my page. Give me a moment. So I hope you can see my App Studio screen. So this is the app which got generated for my prompt. So as you can see, it just created a simple form with name, email, rating, comments, and the date, capturing the date. So this is the preview of the app. So it just created me a simple app with this single prompt. So also apart from this prompt, you can also drag and drop components like this, and you can add and edit it with the AI. So now I'll just show you, like for example, this rating. Now it is like an it created it as a text box. So now I just wanted to make it to be a drop down consisting of numbers from 1 to 5. So I just try to ask AI to make the change. So I'll just select this component. So here I'll ask it change my rating field from text box to drop down. So it will be able to capture the whole component. So apart from this you can also manage the database layer as well. So and you can also create few automations, like when you submit the form, what should happen. So it's asking me to just confirm the changes. So I just confirmed it. So what are the changes made is like it just replaced it with single select, and it removed the text input component. So now if you see the preview, just give it some. Okay, I'll just change the options to give it some time. So now we can see here, like it replaced this text component with a drop down component. So now I can see it just replace the text with the drop down. I can also submit this form. We can also see all the entries here in the table created. There will be a DynamoDB table created and attached to this app for us to maintain the database. So this is like the few use cases of how we can play around with App Studio to create our apps. So with this, we can easily create our prototypes within like 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, so let's go to the next announcement. So the next announcement is the new component in AWS Amplify AI. So this AI conversation, it's a React component that is available in Amplify UI. So where it will create a chatbot like interface which we can use in our applications. So this is like an full stack TypeScript application, and it is developed on top of Amplify Gen 2. So where you don't have to worry about the infra, you just directly worry about the app. So the hosting and the other infra will be taken care by Amplify. So this is like another component like storage browser, which we can plug in into our application and work on. So the next is an so so there is an application signal. So now they have extended it to include AWS Lambda as well. So it helps with correlating the telemetry across metrics, traces, and logs. So it helps us in troubleshooting and reducing the application disruption. Next, so next, it's an integrated analytics experience. So this is a like zero ETL integration between Amazon CloudWatch and OpenSearch. So you don't have to duplicate your data here and there. So it just directly integrates from CloudWatch and OpenSearch, which we can use it to create an analytics dashboard of our own. So this reduces the technical overhead and operational cost, and reducing the data duplication in AWS. So the next one is Amazon, like a new database insights in CloudWatch. So this helps us in observing the Aurora databases in a whole lot easier way. So there are many built-in available dashboards where we can see how the state of a database is, like what are the top queries that got hit and how health of a database cluster and all. So instead of time spending on setting up your own dashboards and all, so we can use this built-in dashboard in Amazon CloudWatch for databases. So I'll show you a small overview of how this dashboard will look like. So I have a simple database present in my AWS. So this is the database insights inside tab under CloudWatch. So here you can see it recognized my database instance, and it created all these dashboards for me. So this is the fleet health, where I can see what is the state of my instance and what are the top 10 queries and events, and it will also help us to see the instance metric like CPU usage and what is the free memory available and all. So this helps us in troubleshooting if some issue happens with our database. So going to the next announcement. So the next announcement is declarative policies. So this is a new capability where we can enforce few rules across like in our AWS organizations. So, for example, they support Amazon EC2, VPC, and EBS for now. So here we can control, saying we can block anyone from sharing public access to EBS snapshots or sharing the EC2 AMI across. So all these rules can be set in an org level. So even when new user comes, you don't have to do anything like repetitive task for him to set all these things. So if we set this policy at an org level, so it will apply to all the new users who are adding under these organizations. So the next one is like the announcements made around Q developer. So there is a pro tier. So it received updates for administrators and regular users to track their activity. So now Q developer, they released a new IDE, like they released new support for an IDE Eclipse. So previously it's available in VS Code, IntelliJ and all. So there is another offering from Q developer like code transformation. So it received a CLI tool and ability to perform step-by-step transformations. So for example, converting a .NET application to .NET Core, Java 8 application to Java 17, likewise. So the next one is the Q developer, like the extension which we'll be using in our IDE, got three new agentic capabilities. So the first one is documentation, so which will go through all the code base and it will create the documentation for our code. So the next one is review. So this review will it will scan all our code base and it will try to find the vulnerabilities present in our code, and it will list in the extension. So the third agentic capabilities test. So it helps us in creating unit tests for our code. So I'll try to show a small demo on this Q developer. So this is code. This is a code which I used Q to develop with. So the same create a restaurant feedback app. So it just created me this app. So now I'll just try to ask it to write unit test cases for this one. So I'll select the file app.py. It contains the routes and all. So create unit test. So it takes some time. So you can, I'll try to open a new interface and I can show you. So these are all the agentic capabilities that are available with Q. Dev, which is used to generate, which helps us in generating code. Test is to generate unit test cases. Review is to identify the vulnerabilities in our code and fix it. Doc is to generate documentation. Transform is to generate, like say my project is in Java 8 and I need it to be converted to Java 17. So Q helps us in transforming this project to Java 17 in like few minutes, which might take like a couple of days for a developer to manually do the changes. So these are few agentic capabilities that are available in Q. And also you can access Q with a free plan. You don't need an AWS account to access Q. So you have to create a builder account ID, so which with that you can access Q in your IDs for free. So it just created a new test app file. So these are the new ones. So I'm just accepting the changes. So here we can see it created a test app. Also, I can use it to review and find the vulnerabilities as well in my code. So here you can see it has a new tab called code issues. So it will review our workspace and it will highlight the issues here in this particular categories. So going to the next announcement. So as I talked earlier, so the transformation capabilities for Q, like we can transform .NET apps from .NET to Core, from Windows to Linux. Also, we can bring in our VMware workloads and mainframes as well. So also we can integrate this queue for developer with the Amazon SageMaker Canvas. So Canvas is a no-code ML tool where people without coding knowledge also can use it. So we can bring it there and we can have the natural conversations. This helps us in making the process in building ML models much more easier. So this can help us in building production level quality models, even if the user doesn't have any machine learning expertise. So this is a sample example of how we can integrate a Q developer with the Amazon SageMaker Canvas. So you can also check out this. There is a pre-created workshop available for Q developer in AWS workshop. So you can check out this link. So there, all this what I have said earlier will be available in a documentation format and step by step instruction where you can go through each of them and you can try it in your own. So these are the other announcements made across the developer tools. Thank you.
Oops. That was an insightful session on storage and developer tools. A huge thanks to Pubilan for sharing such valuable knowledge. Efficient storage and seamless developer workflows are essential for every cloud strategy. And today, we got some key takeaways to improve our AWS implementations. If you have any questions, drop them in the YouTube live chat. Our team is responding in real time. Now, let's switch gears and dive into one of the most exciting topics in tech today: generative AI and machine learning. Our second speaker for today is Ayanar Jayakrishnan. Ayanar is an executive director at Wells Fargo and an AWS machine learning hero. Today, he will be sharing insights on generative AI and machine learning, covering the latest advancements and real world applications in AI. From AI driven applications and model fine tuning to scalability and ethical AI considerations, AW has made some remarkable advancements in the ML space. So, if you're curious about where Gen AI is headed next, this session is for you. Here we go.
Good day, everyone. Today we are going to talk about the new service which announced on uh, new service announced in the AWS reInvent 2024. This is about the AWS SageMaker unified domain. Okay, uh, today I'm gonna walk through the most of the time I'm gonna spend it on the demo. Before going there, I just want to talk about the current challenges in the machine learning development. Most of the time, we spend our time on building the data for our machine learning model. When come to the data, we have different personas, right? Maybe the data analyst, data scientist, or the data engineers. We have different silos, different personas involved, and each team work in a different tools. Okay, take example of data analyst. Okay, they may be more comfortable with the SQL tools like DBer or SQL Explorer. Okay, the moment you come to the data engineers, they are very happy with their existing query tool, whatever the tool they are using, or if they are building any Python code, they may be very comfortable with the idea like VS Code or anything. Okay, and that once they build it, sometimes this lead to the lot of duplicacy of the data. At the same time, it creates challenges on the governance because we want to have a right personas have a right access. At the same time, we have seen data scientists and data analysts. When come to the machine learning engineers, they want access to the raw data also. They want access to the corrected data also. And but they don't want you don't want to give access to the PA data.
Sorry, team, we are having a slight technical glitch. So just hold on for a second and we will be recontinuing with AJ's session in 2 minutes. And meanwhile, if you have any doubts, please do drop that in the comment section and that will help us to answer your queries.
Good day, everyone. AI, this is a tool where you can previously see train, build, model, development, deployment. So this is a classic one which we had before. But the new one, whatever you are doing there, you can do it from here. So here you can click on Create Unified Studio. I use a quick setup. If you want to do the custom, you can use a custom. I will tell you when you have to use the custom later on. So you can give some name and permission, and you need to have a VPC. If you don't have a VPC, it will ask you to create a VPC. You just click on create VPC, you can get access to the VPC. And more importantly, if you want to have access to, I am currently in a North Virginia region. I think Unified Studio is only available on North Virginia and one more region in the US. I may be wrong, please feel free to check it. So here, whatever the model you gained access in your Bedrock, that's why only those models you can have access to it. Okay. If you want to know how to get access to the Bedrock, go to the Bedrock. Under the Bedrock, you have for now, I say 45 plus models are there. Let's keep adding. Okay. So once you gain access, model access, from here, you can see automatically from the model access from the your unified one. Okay. So continue. There is no much screen. Once you click on continue, it automatically asks. I already have IAM center. If you don't have IAM center, it will ask you which IAM user to be added. I highly recommend you guys to use IAM center. but make sure that IAM center is on the same region where you're provisioning the unified studio domain. Okay. So here you give your user. I have given my user, from that I can click on create domain. It take at least 5 to 10 minutes. In the interest of time, I waited. So what happened? The domain got created. So this is the reinvent recap. We want to do it. Okay, so here you see this is the Unified Studio URL come up. So if I click on a URL, it will ask for the single sign-on. If I already logged in, it won't ask, but we can log into this console. Okay, before going there, I want to walk you through few steps. Okay, here they have something called profile. Okay, this is more for the personas. Let's say if you are a generative AI. Okay, let's go one by one. You can have they have something called blueprint. Under the blueprint, they are creating some services, whatever the services which if you click on it, you can get it. So under this blueprint, what are the services? These are all the services enabled. These are all the things you will be enabled. Okay. If you are using a Bedrock, if you are using Redshift serverless, it will enable few services. Okay, so it's nothing but if anybody worked on a service catalog, it is nothing but a service catalog where what list of services added and given as a one catalog. The blueprint is the same thing. After the blueprint, they are mapping to the project profile. Okay, here you can have SQL Analytics means if you click on SQL Analytics, you see out of 10 blueprints, they have added four blueprints. Okay, and if you want access group, you can authorize the access group here. For our use case, I just click it as an all. But if in enterprise use case, if you have a SQL developer or a data analyst, you can give them the required access. Then you have data analytics and AML model development. You see most of the 10 services, 10 blueprints are added into this one. Okay, and that's all. The Bedrock model, whatever the model we have access, you can see all the models are access. Here itself, you can check it. Default what model to be chat model. Okay. If you are thinking like a Nova Light model is a chat model is your default model, you can enable it here. So you can come here, manage. So let us set this one. Okay. Just time. Let's go. Then you have Amazon Q. So a free tier is enabled. So when I'm talking about while you're doing a custom, right? What if you select the custom while you're creating a domain is you can create your project profiles. So what is the project profile? You can create something like if you want to give only the lake host access to them. So you can enable only custom create. And you can create a project from here. Let's say custom create. You can choose the blueprint. So I want them to ML experiment. Somebody want to only the project manager need to see ML experiments. You can just create, say that project manager. Okay. So I can just give them this access and user for now. So if you want a certain user, you can give them the certain user. Enable project profile and creation. So you can create. So from the blueprint to it, what will happen right at the back end if we go to the cloud formation, if the moment you say create, it created it. So okay, let's go to the console. Now I'm in the console I showed you. Okay, under the console you can see all the access. Okay, and you can create a project. And if you click on a project, it will ask you which personas you want. Okay, so if we are creating only this, only that only those services where they have an access. If you say data analytics, almost everything you will have an access. If you are meeting a Gen AI application development, you have only few or SQL analytics. Based on the profile, you will get an access. Once you create a project, it takes some time to create a project. Whenever you click on creating the project, whenever you say click on creating the project, at the back end, what will happen, right? Go to the go to the cloud formation. If you go to the cloud formation, um, you can see there is a data zone. So it automatically create. Okay, if you click on it, these are the resources. So here it created a red service. So at the end, what exactly it is happening is it is using the blueprint is nothing but a service catalog, and it using the uh, service catalog as a nested template and creating those resources. You see, this is our project ID. We go here, you can see this is our project ID. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, this is the data, so it is created. Okay, so as part of project, as part of this is a project ID which we are creating. Each one have a different project ID. We have created two projects, one for Gen AI, another one for this one. This is for Gen AI. Look at this one. The project ID is different. Let's see what are the resources it's created. Yes, it also created a service for everything. So, so now you understand the concept, right? When you come to the what is called project profiles, what is blueprint, so that you can map and you can understand how it is working and interrelated. So it make your life easier. Okay, so you can easily define your personas. Okay, I let me leave here. I want to give some use case testing. Let's go to the SageMaker. Okay, go to the Gen AI. Then go to the Gen AI home. Go to the home. It's in this project. Recent project. Let's switch to this project. Yeah, you can come here and action. So new. We can do chat agent. So it is going to the bedrock model. Let us test all the functionality from here. Okay. So select the model. It is switched. Some network issue. Model. Home. Then the chat agent with a Nova Lite. Nova Lite is a new model from the Nova family model is a new model from the Amazon. Okay, so I selected this and I'm saying, tell me a joke about artificial intelligence. I just a pre-built font. Doing it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to compare it with the other model. So you can create a guardrail and you can apply a guardrail. Okay, I tested with few guardrail. If you want to do it, you can do play with the guardrail and check it. So if you anybody seen before there is a Bedrock ID, so they plot the Bedrock ID also here. Or if some network issues, so it is taking so much time for us. Let's go to the playground. Okay, let us select the model. Sorry guys, because of the network it is taking so much time. That's why I prefer the recordings, but I just want to show you the real-time demo. I want to show three more cool features, but I thought I'll finish this one and then go to the next use case. Just of time, I will go to the domain again and launch it. I want to show from the GenAI demo first, then I want to show you the something on the data side. Something I'll do. Now you can see we have selected, going to the playground, selected a three model. I'm going to ask, tell me about AWS reinvent recap. Reinvent and reinvent recap. Let us see what is the response you will get it. So I selected the Nova Lite, which is the new text generation model, and this is from Amazon. And we have one more model, which is from the Nova Pro, which is Amazon best in class model. And it give you the details about what is this event app. Okay, so you can see the input is 10 token, and you see the latency. The light is meant for the output is 608 and the latency is this. So you can do the comparison. You can see this. And I comparing against the Sonnet model, which is best in industry. Okay. So it taken so much time, it created more output. Okay. So you can compare all those things before you are doing this one. And you can create an agent. Okay. Uh, you can click on build agent, say on this project, continue, and then you can create application. Same time you can create a prompt also. Okay, so sorry, flow. If it is previously we call it as a Bedrock prompt flow. Now it is renamed to the Bedrock flow. You can create a flow also in a no code, low code GenAI application development. Okay, this is one option you can do from the Bedrock. Okay. And let us play something else also. I want to take some time to work over discover image. And okay, so let us select some video. For video generation, this is the latest model we have from the Reel is the video generation model. If I click on upload video, it is saying create some pixel ratio. This is the pixel ratio it is asking for. What we do, we go to the Nova canvas, which is the image generation canvas, and we see whether, okay, here you go. Okay, this is the model, right? Yeah, this is almost, you can see custom. I don't think so. We can give a custom, but let's say we create this. Only one model we create. Give me a nice image where both tiger, couple of tiger, couple of tiger, cub, king, Himalaya. We run this prompt and you can see it will generate the image. Okay. So we selected the size, it's in a portrait. We take this image, download it, and then try to create a reel. Since reel will take some time, meanwhile we'll walk through the sorry, since the video will take time. Wow, I liked it. So download it. And you can do the inline editor, okay, replace object with the uh, character, replace with line. Take some time. So you see in this, you can, the GenAI developer, application developer, LLM application developer can also work in the same window where the machine learning engineers will be working. And we will see how the data engineers will be working on this. Okay. It automatically changed, but in the interest of time, what I will do is switch back to the Nova. Convert a CSV, product, background, snowfall background, snowfall background. Create a, say, create a lake. I can do lake house project with it. Demo, lake house, product, lake house, project. Add data. Okay. It's just creating one under the catalog, it is creating the table. And you can see how easy it is to, you can see project redshift under the redshift. You see the, it's access denied. Okay, that's okay. We will go here. You can click on upload data next. You can keep it under any table, say GenAI, another default table name, travel, and then just upload data. The data format is CSV, and then upload data default, upload data. Click upload. Here you have something with travel. It automatically discover it. Upload data. So you can see Dehradun. It's working. It's working. Access to network working properly. And link. It was working well. I must have tried to hit the right place. Yes, I'm at the right place. Still the video is still making data. This to this to the file. Yes, it's working. Yeah, this is working. So you can load the data from here. Under the particular shift, we can easily load the data from here. Data. So something wrong. Maybe I don't have, it's a old data. Maybe I don't have access. That's the reason it is. Okay, we will see how what we can do. Data. Oh, data. We suppose last time I tried moving the data, it was working well. But let me try one more time. It should work. Okay, we will try to load the data from here. So you can query the data from here in the same place. You can, the already data is there. You can come to the thing. Yeah, you can see. You can query with Athena. So it's already the data is in, I think. Yes, exactly. Actually, there is a permission to the S3 is missing. That's why. So just I will add a permission, then we are good. Yeah. Or you should give a permission in a restrictive manner. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do it in a more of open permission, but okay, I see the bucket policy is there. Okay, permission in bucket policy. Good, no bucket policy in the role. Go to the role. Add permission. Bucket policy. Yes, three. Please manage. Let's be full access. Let's give this access and see. Right now, yeah, in meanwhile, we are see the data engineering profile. Let us go through the video it is generated. You can see this video. So I taken that particular image and I told that I want to have a snowfall at the back end. So it is created a 6 seconds video. Okay. So that is the beauty of running the Nova model within the SageMaker Unified Studio. You can create a LLM application and you can create we can play with the playground with the multiple models. Okay. And you can even do the model evaluation also. But for now, we are go with uh, this one. I creating a new project. If you go see, I creating a new project. Whenever I create a new project, this is a new project I creating. You can see automatically on the cloud formation. There is a new resources billing is happening. See, the deletion process and this is creation process. And you can see events updated, resource creation, under the resource creation, check on a role. So this is the role we created under the data zone. It is creating all the roles here. Oh, yeah, these are the service it has an access. Yeah, take permission also it has an access. So good. You can see under the lake formation, sometimes the user it is not added under the lake formation, you won't get an access. Okay, so let us create the role is getting created. Once it's created, okay, now it's the demo generic role. So we don't have that role. Yeah, actually it's active. Sorry, it is still creating. Okay, the idea is same. So you can come here, go to the data catalog, and you can browse you can just upload your data, and you can use your what do you say? While you're building, you can create your Jupyter lab, which you create a workspace, and you can even use the tools like a visual detail flow. Nothing but it will create a visual flow. This is a visual flow. You can come create an example. You can ask like read a data from history rename. You can do this. It prompt it automatically. It will do. It is use Amazon Q, and it will see. Just use Amazon Q the moment you edit it. It's a complex workflow. Whatever you want to do, you just prompt it. It automatically create a flow from the studio. See, we can do from here like this. So there is a beauty, okay, of using as HBK Studio. All you need to do is come change the variables, and it automatically happen. If you want to do additional transformation, you can come here, add the transformation. You can do from here. If you want to transform, aggregate all this kind of transformation, you can have it. Okay, so that, and then you can export as a script, which is from the glue script, where you can run. There's a glue script. If you want to run, change it, edit it, and run it in your glue, that is also possible. So that is one thing. So this is once you create then come to the data. So this is what I want to show, but unfortunately it is not loading properly. Okay. Upload data. So all I need to do is click upload and upload it to get an error, but created it. You have a database. No, actually this is still under the Chennai demo. Let's go to the new one project. Sorry, still the new project is not created. So the idea is same. You can come and do this. Here domain unit, under the domain unit, you can have multiple projects, and between the projects you can give an access. Everything can be done from here. Okay. Where all the data sharing can be done from here. Okay. So in interest of time, I'm binding off from this session. In future, I will come with a few more innovative use case. You can try to play around with the Unified Studio. Thanks, guys. Stay tuned. Looking forward for the future session.
That was a power-packed session from Ayanar Jaykrishnan. AI, it's transforming the way we build and interact with technology. And today we got a glimpse into how AWS is leading this evolution. A massive thank you to both of our incredible speakers, Pubalan P and Ayana Jaykrishnan, for delivering such insightful sessions today. And of course, a huge thanks to you, our amazing audience, for tuning in and engaging with us. If you found these sessions valuable, drop your thoughts in the comments and share your key takeaways. Don't forget to follow AWS UG Madurai and AWS UG Dehradun for updates on upcoming sessions. If you have any questions, our team is still active in the chat, so feel free to ask. That's all for today. Stay tuned for day 3. Until next time, this is your host Ishika Verma signing off. Happy learning and happy cloud computing. See you soon.